I'm here to share with you today the 5 levels of learning that we go through anytime we're going through a transition in our world and growing or learning something new. The levels of learning come into play anytime that we want to create change in our life, from very basic change to more in-depth advanced transitions in our world. And as I go through these, you're going to recognize these stages from, say, maybe raising a child and having watched your child go through these stages. But being able to recognize them now and apply them to changes and situations that you're going through in your own life is going to be super helpful. So, level number 1 is unaware, or sometimes it's referred to as unconscious incompetence, where you just don't know what you don't know. In fact, there's not even a map in your brain for anything that looks different. So for a baby, when a baby is born, a baby doesn't know how to walk, they don't know how to talk, and they don't even realize they don't know these things. They're in that space of unawareness. Well, as a baby grows, a baby moves from unaware to aware. Awareness now is conscious incompetence. Okay, we realize there is something out there that we don't know and we don't get, but we know that we don't know it. Okay? And that is a space where we begin to have a map for something different put into our consciousness. So a baby becomes aware that, wow, I can move from point A to point B to get this toy that I want. They don't really know how to do that yet, but they figure it out, right? Now they begin to work to figure it out. They begin to try to crawl, eventually they begin to try to walk, and eventually they run, right? So that is them moving from the shift from unawareness to awareness is when they realize there's something more out there that I have been missing out on. And then the third level is practice or action. I like to call it action because we're actually in motion, doing something, learning something. And this is where we become consciously competent through repetition. So the baby practices crawling until it's really good at it. And then it begins to take a few steps. And then it continues practicing a few steps until it becomes, masterful at walking and running and then escaping from the people who are caretaking for it. Okay. And then the next level is automatic. And automatic moves from when we're now unconsciously competent, where we now have developed this new habit, this new skill so strongly that we no longer have to think about it. It just is second nature to us. It's become a new habit for us. That is now the go-to map in our brain instead of the no map that we had to start with, and then the beginning map that we had. And then from there, we move to the next level where we can actually teach that skill to someone else. So we become conscious at our unconscious incompetence. So we realize, hey, I'm really good at this now, and I can also teach and share this with other people. So why is this important in our life as we're growing? Well, the first step to any change is that we have to become aware of what we don't know. And then we have to also become aware that there are new tools, new resources, new strategies that we need to develop to move from point A to point B. So when I decided that I wanted to become a life coach, I first had to realize, okay, I don't have the skills to do that now. I'm pretty good at some things. I'm pretty good at talking to people. I'm good at listening to people. But how would I actually do that in a business format? What skills? And part of that is I didn't even know what I didn't know. So when I went to classes, because I had a good coach that said, okay, if you want to do this, then you have to, one, become aware of what your options are for training. So I went out and discovered 3 different options that provided training and certification to coaches. And I explored each one of those and I found the one that felt like a good fit for me. So then I went to class and I realized very quickly there was a whole lot that I had no idea about being a coach. That's why I went to class, right? But I didn't know what I didn't know, and I had a new map being imprinted in my mind about what it meant to be a coach. So now I'm just learning all these new tools, strategies, and resources. So then part of that learning is practicing them, beginning to work with clients, beginning to work and put those things into practice. And then the more I did that, the better I got at it. And I moved from feeling like, oh, wow, I don't know if I can do this or not, to feeling like, yeah, I can do this and I'm pretty good at this. And the more I am consciously competent about that, I now shift into automatic conversations where those new skills come through and can now move into a space where I'm able to teach and train other people with those skills. Okay, so let's apply those levels to anything that you're going through today. So I want you to pause and think about for a moment, what is the big challenge in your life today? Is it unhealthy relationship cycles that have been repeating? Is it a job that you're dissatisfied in? Is it just this general feeling that you know you were meant for something more? You're like bursting out to do and fulfill something more. Maybe you want to start a business. So the first thing we've got to look at is asking the question, what do I not know that I need to know? And that usually the answers are found in looking at someone who is more of an expert already in that. So, what do I need to know that I don't know? It might be joining a Facebook group that has people who are already doing something similar to that. So, I have a Facebook group for women who are working to break free from toxic relationships. They come there and they learn new things that they maybe didn't know. They learn, wow, when I can become aware of the patterns, the unhealthy patterns that I'm in, that I didn't see that I'm in, now I can do something different to break those patterns. Maybe you're looking to start a business, and so you seek out someone who's done it already who can help share with you and help increase your awareness. Okay, so once you're aware, wow, awareness opens a whole new world of opportunity for us, because awareness then gives us places to take action. So once we become aware that there's a new pattern out there that's different than what we're at, we can look at, okay, what are the steps I would need to take to move myself from where I'm at to that new pattern? So maybe in the relationship situation, you realize that you're responding emotionally to things happening in your home, or emotionally with fear. So the new awareness is, how can I understand myself more? What's being triggered inside of me so that I can respond differently? And anytime we respond differently, we create new situations. If you're looking for a new job or new business, it's looking at, okay, what do I need to know and learn to find the job that really suits me? Maybe there's some more learning I need to do about myself. Maybe I need to focus on increasing some self-confidence and worthiness to feel like I deserve that. Mindset issues. Mindset is always key in this phase. Mindset, self-worth, confidence are always key in this phase. And so then you create your action plan. And this is a perfect place to be working with a coach to do this, because a coach can help bring that awareness for you and that new normal, and help guide you to places to figure that out, because a coach isn't going to just tell you what your normal should be. A coach is going to inspire you to figure that out for yourself, place that new map in your head, and then help hold your hand as you begin practicing and taking those next steps. Anytime we're in action, no matter whether we're taking tiny steps or big steps, as long as we're consistently taking steps towards our future, then we're on the right journey. And it's in taking those steps that we gain confidence, and we realize that, wow, I really can do this. I really can move to this new level of my life. It is possible. And it's in that space where the things that seemed impossible now become possible. And here's the cool thing. Growth is just always about looking about how to take the impossible and make it possible. And that is all about action and growth steps. So when you've become comfortable with your action steps and you've been repeating them and practicing them, you're going to see yourself raising to this new level of conscious competence, where now you're attracting new ways of being in your world. You're attracting new patterns, new relationships into your world, new jobs, new careers, new opportunities. And then you move into that space of teaching, where if it's your desire to be able to share those gifts with others, then you move into this space of being able to teach and train others. So just to recap, those 5 stages are unaware, then we shift to awareness, then we shift to practicing action, then we shift to being good at something, the growth phase, and then we shift to the teaching phase, where we can now teach this to other people. So hope this has been helpful for you. I'd love to hear a comment from you on what could you apply this process to in your own life. Where are you looking to take these 5 steps and apply them in your own life? And how can I help along that journey? So leave me a comment, send me a message. I'm Transformational Women's Coach Vicki Haddock. I'm here developing women to the greatest of their potential. And I'm really devoted to helping you become unsilenced in the areas in your life that you've been silenced. And I do that through helping you heal from emotional trauma, connect to your own intuition, trust yourself 100%, own your authentic purpose and passion, and go after what you desire in your life today. Thanks for being here. Take care.